Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria.
And I'm Rosetta. And thanks everyone again for tuning in for another one of our amazing chats. We love our chats, right?
Yes, we do.
Yeah. And before we get going, I want to remind everyone to like our chats, hit that thumb button, subscribe below. And if you don't want to miss any of our chats, you could actually hit that bell notification, ding-a-ling-a-ling, so you don't miss any of our chats when they get uploaded. Right? You never know what we're going to be discussing. Don't want to miss that. Okay.
That's right.
All right. What are we drinking today? What teas are we drinking today? Today, I'm going to be drinking one that I've done before, and it is my coffee alternative because it is called Dandy Blend. And I've done this before. It's a massive bag. So I'm showing you this massive bag. Dandy Blend. Dandy blend, and you can make it into like an iced alternative coffee. Extracts of roasted barley, rye, chicory root, dandelion root, and sugar beet. And I made it into a latte alternative. So I put some oat milk and some monk fruit sugar in here, and it's in this cup because it's warm. It's like a latte,
Nice.
alternative latte. So that's what it is.
Cheers.
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 Cheers. All right. What are you drinking, Gloria?
I was feeling lemony, so I am drinking Lloyd's Juicy Lemon.
Lloyd's. I don't know why I keep thinking Lloyd's of London when you say
When I saw it, that's what I thought too. The ingredients are Robos, green tea, lemon peel, apple, ginger, lemongrass, that old thing that Rosetta taught us, black pepper, and dried honey. Yum, yum, yum.
All right. Amazing. Amazing.
Yes,
Sounds
it
good.
is. Cheers.
Cheers again. Cheers. Cheers to our tea. Lovely tea.
So we always like to kick our chats off with our girl, Ellen. And Ellen always reminds us to be kind to one another and to listen to one another. And times like what the world is experiencing, it is the time to listen to one another. So we hope that you will all take a pause and listen to each other. So everyone on the planet is excited because on Sunday, Oprah Winfrey sits down with Meghan and Prince Harry, and it is 2 hours. What do you think of that?
Hours. I'm
2
excited.
hours.
I've already got it recorded, ready and waiting for me. 2 hours. Woo,
2
woo,
hours.
Harry and Meghan. And Oprah
Yes,
got the
everyone.
Yeah. She got first front up and just she got it. She got the big interview. What do you
Yes,
call those when you get the big interview? You made it.
it's called the scoop.
The scoop.
She got the scoop.
She got the inside scoop.
That's right, because Piers Morgan, bless his little heart, he just can't help being negative. He came out and he's like, oh my God, they're just, who are they to talk about things that are private and personal? And I thought to myself, if you got the interview, it would be private and personal. So don't begrudge Oprah from getting a good interview, dude.
She got the interview and they obliged. They said, yes, we'll do it. If they didn't want to do it, they would speak up and say, we don't want to do it.
Exactly.
So we're all excited, and please watch it. It's going to be Sunday on, I think it's CBS.
CBS?
Yes.
Yes, CBS.
So set your recording.
And we will talk about it next week on our chat because we can't wait to watch. So we're not going to talk to each other about it until we go live. So you'll get to hear straight from our expressions of what we liked, what we didn't like, what we would have changed, the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm excited. All right.
Yes. So as we've shared with you, our girl, Wendy Williams, how you doing?
How you doing?
She decided to bring back the dating game for herself now that she is a divorcee. And first note, ABC is looking to bring back the dating game.
Really? Wow. Was
I
this
couldn't
before
believe it.
Wendy decided to do hers or after she
Oh,
decided?
after. I mean, they're just now starting to talk about it, and she's already had her 9 bachelors out of hundreds. So she picked 3. The guy I wanted her to go out with, his name is Julian. He was one of the 3. There was a guy named Mike, and I'm really sorry I can't remember the third guy's name. Mike won. My Julian didn't win. I mean, he wrote her a song. Julian wrote her a song, and I'm like,
Wow.
girlfriend. I mean, Mario Lopez is the one that suggested Wendy talk to Mike, because I think Wendy is in Manhattan, downtown New York, and Mike lives in New Jersey. So it's not like they're on different continents,
Right,
whereas the
right.
other bachelors were not local. So they've already spent time on the phone. She says that whenever they call each other, they spend no less than an hour chatting. They've got a lot of things in common. She loves boxing. He's taking her to a boxing match as soon as everything opens back up in Vegas. And in April, she normally shuts down for a little spring break. And when she shuts down, she's thinking of going somewhere with Mike so that they can get to know each other even better.
Very nice. And I was watching Wendy Williams, and she seems like she's really enjoying, well, she can't be with him all the time, but she enjoys talking about him. And
Yes.
it's nice because she says, yeah, and he's busy working, I'm busy working, and he'll text me and say, can I call you later? And she calls a short chat 1 hour because they have things
Yes.
to talk about. So
1 hour is a chat.
is a chat. We call 1 hour long conversation.
Yes,
Yeah,
we do.
yeah.
So
So
that
good
must
for you,
mean
Wendy.
yeah, that
Yes,
must mean they're having, they're in sync, because if an hour feels like a chat, that's a good sign.
that's a good sign. And she kept saying, I'm eating a lot of good food. That's what she's doing. Yeah. So we're looking forward to following her and the progression of her and Mike. And she showed a
Yes.
picture of him because I never watched it when she did this dating thing. And I like him. He looks
Yeah,
respectable, very nice, and just by appearance only, because I can only look by appearance. He
right.
seems pretty nice and well dressed. And did you see the one where she posted a picture of him and on show said earnest and young? So what does that mean? Is he into finance or something?
I don't think that's what she was saying, because he does something with properties, because one of the times they were chatting, he told her, he says, as soon as I get off the phone with you, I have to, put in a new sink. So he's
Oh,
he's a very physical guy. So I don't know if,
okay.
Ernest and Young is his investments, or if he is a property owner or whatever. However, I don't think Mario would introduce Wendy to someone that was broke. So I think he's okay.
Okay. All right. I was just wondering because it had it in the picture very clearly, earnest and
Right.
young. All
Yes,
right. So we'll keep you informed as to how they progress.
absolutely. Absolutely. So now we're going to give you a little update on Married at First Sight.
Oh, yes. We haven't done Married at First Sight in a while. Are you watching it? Anyone? Raise your
Let
hand.
us know.
Raise your hand. Like I can really see you.
Comment below. Let us know.
Yes, I'm going to do a quick recap. Very, very quick because I love this season. A lot of drama going on. 5 couples. They are Chris and Paige, Ryan and Clara, Brianna and Vincent, Haley and Jacob, and Virginia and Eric. And this season, there is actually one bachelor who'd already been married and one bachelor who was previously engaged. So the big drama is with Chris and Paige. Chris found out when they were in their honeymoon that his ex fiancee was 6 weeks pregnant.
Oh,
Yes,
oh,
6 weeks pregnant. Now, I did not like him to begin with when they did his profile before they got married. All he kept worrying about was, is she good looking? Am I going to be attracted to her? Are we going to have that chemistry? All he cared about was looks. So I didn't like him from day one. As the time progressed, I knew that there was something not right. So his personality is not quite there. he doesn't match with Paige. So he told her that my ex-fiance is pregnant. After the honeymoon, he did not go back to their apartment that Married at First Sight. They actually give them all an apartment in the same complex. He went to Chicago to meet his ex-fiance, and then he comes back and says, I've decided to give it another shot and get back with my ex-fiance. Can you believe
Ooh,
that? So
ooh,
he's like back and forth. And this is a man that is being raised by two pastors, and he's a man of faith. So I don't know
wow.
about that. And he told her during the honeymoon that I'm married now, so my wife comes first over everything. Then he changes his tune later on. So he doesn't know what he wants and he needs to have more clarity. So that's Chris and
And she's
Paige.
putting up, and she's putting up with this, letting it kind of like go with the flow.
She is a lady of faith as well. And she said, I got married
Mm,
and this is it. I'm marrying
wow.
for good and I put my whole heart and soul into it. I'm going to give it a shot. But each time she does that, she gets buried with bad news, more bad news. She's a lovely, lovely girl. She's so like accepting and really forgiving, and she doesn't deserve him. So that's Chris and
Mm.
Paige. Then there's another couple. I'm going to go quickly before we get too carried away on this. Haley and Jacob. Haley's 28 and Jacob is 38. So there's a big age difference. And it seems like it just they're on two different levels, because when you're at 38 and the girl's at 28, there's different things that you want out of life, right? You do different things at certain times. He's past that stage of going out and doing stuff. So he's one of the couples where there's an age difference, and the other couple is Eric is 34 and Virginia is 20. I forget, I wrote it down, 20 some 26. So there's age difference. This season is very different from the previous seasons. But that's the update I have. Watch out. More information on Chris and Paige coming.
Wow. Wow. Well, if that wasn't enough drama to get you excited, let's just move right on into The Bachelor. Oh my God. Sorry, I should wait and make sure you're not taking a sip before I say certain things. I tell you, I am just so shocked that the United States of America is a big onion. And what I mean by that is every time we think we have peeled the onion, we know what we know, what we know, something new comes up. Now, who would have ever thought that Chris Harris is, he appears to be so kind and so concerned and so supportive of these couples as they're, putting their lives out for the world to see. And then he's given an opportunity to stand up. And instead of him being a conscious, kind person, when he was having a conversation with Rachel, who was a previous bachelorette, who she was the first Black bachelorette, he tried to shut her down. He said things to her that were just not, very kind. Like kind of putting her in her place. Some people think it's because she's a Black woman. I think it came off to me more like she's a woman. It's like, you're trying to put things that happen. One of the bachelorettes in the current season with Matt James went to a old South party where she wore the dresses of old Southern times. And I thought, well, when you're in a sorority, you do things. Something could have happened. And then they came out and they found out that she's been posting on QAnon. And when I hear that, I'm like, okay, no. You cannot be a supporter of QAnon and also want to date a Black man. There's that just doesn't jive.
No, it doesn't work.
Yeah. And I don't know why at that point the producers didn't just say, okay, we're going to have to stop. We're going to have to let Matt know what's going on. But apparently they just kind of let it keep going on, because last night they had the Women Tell All. And so, Rosetta, what did you think about the Women Tell All?
Yeah, I didn't know, because they had originally said that Chris wasn't going to be hosting the tell all, the after show, but I guess he'd already recorded it. So the women
Right.
came back, they were social distance. And they did talk about, I thought it would be really like a cat fight, right? But
Right.
it was tamed down. But what I really liked was the fact that he brought light, Chris Harris brought light to all the different, what do you call it, bickerings in the house, going on in the house, like with
Right.
Victoria and Jasenia and MJ and everything like that. So he addressed all that. He addressed the thing with Brianna, how the other lady had called her an escort and all that. So I
Yes.
really like that he
Yes.
brought that up. But I wish, one thing that I wish was that Victoria had apologized. Not one time did she apologize for acting and saying the things she
Right.
did during the show. She made it seem like she was the victim.
Oh yeah, and she was in pain, and how could they not understand what she was going through?
Yeah. And I just really, the girls, I don't know if had seen themselves, they'd not watched themselves in the show. So when Chris Harris showed sections from the show, it brought back all those emotions and really how they felt, and a lot of them were brought to tears, like the
Right.
time that Matt James didn't choose Piper,
Right.
and brought back all that. And yeah, so it was great that they had this tell all, but I was wishing that they would have a bit more gone deeper, but I don't know how they would have done that within 1 hour. So
Right. Yeah, I agree. I felt at the end that I didn't get any resolution. You
yeah,
know, when Queen Victoria took the real queen's crown, she never said, "I'm sorry for ripping that off of your head. You know, it was inappropriate for me to put my hands on you." That's what I was looking for. And, she would say things like, "Oh, oh, I didn't know that that's how you felt about that. And if that's how you felt, I'm sorry." She didn't say, "I'm sorry for my behavior. I'm sorry for what I did." She said, "If that made you feel that way, then I'm sorry."
and I'm sorry. It was all fake. It didn't sound genuine whatsoever. Yeah. So I
True.
wish there was more resolution, like Gloria had said, but they didn't do that. And I guess because it was such a short show. Oh, and then the thing was, we were talking about this. Matt James came on. What is up with his thick old beard?
I don't like that.
No,
He
no,
needs to
no.
shave.
No, I
I,
don't
I,
like it. I don't like it. I mean, I don't mind a little bit of beard, but it's way too much. It's too thick.
and I mean, what I don't understand is it's thin. Now my husband has a beard,
Right.
and I have to admit that his is normally like Matt's was, where it's very thin. It's the shadow. And since he's been home, he's like, "Well, let's see how long it'll grow." So we've started having the conversations about, is it long enough yet? I haven't said shave that crap off. I'm just like, is it long enough yet? What do you
Nah,
think?
don't
Because
like
when he
it.
puts on a mask, he has to tuck it up underneath to get it in. I'm like, oh my God. And now we're
Yeah.
doing double mask. He really has to work so he puts a mask on and then he puts the one over on the outside. It's too much.
Yeah. So what do you think, everyone watching this? Is it thumbs up or thumbs down? I'm going like this. Thumbs up
Yes.
or thumbs
Thumbs up
down?
or thumbs down.
Yeah,
You tell us.
For Matt James, I say thumbs down, but he's a nice guy still, but thumbs down
Yes,
for the
I know. We think you should shave, dear.
Yes.
Please.
Yes. And I can't wait for next week's because it's the finale. I'm assuming that's the finale, right? Next week.
Well, they had said something about 2 weeks out. So
Oh,
I don't know because they didn't show anything. Aren't there just supposed to be two girls who go on the private dates? Because they haven't shown the overnights yet.
oh, the fantasy suites. There's 3 girls right now left.
Yes.
Okay, so maybe we're
Yeah.
not in the
I thought it
finale.
always went down to two.
Yeah, so it'll be
So it
two,
might
three
be,
to two.
yeah. And because they didn't, keep it going from the last one, because usually after the girls or the guys tell all, they do this little thing where they show us where they are now,
Yeah,
and how they've
they do an
gone.
update on what's happening with them now. And they didn't do
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And I mean, how are they going to do that plus the fantasy suites, plus bring, Matt's mom in to meet the final girls? I mean, that's a lot to try and cram into 1 more hour. So it might be 2 more shows.
Yeah, probably
I don't
two
know.
more shows. Okay, that's probably more like it. But yeah, as you know, we'll keep you updated. We love it. And We want to know who
Yes,
we've gone this far, so we might as well watch it all and see who he gets at the end.
absolutely. Now, I have been checking out The Voice, and this season has been quite different. And what I mean by that is typical. The judges, they batter around. This season, they are going after each other. So there was this singer, and he had a beautiful voice, and he was a country singer. So if you are country, you want Blake. So what happens? Kelly blocks Blake from getting the guy. And then what happens is Blake starts talking about, I think it was Kelly or Nick. And he's like, Nick would be good for you because he's young. So they are actually helping the contestants decide by bantering against the people that they feel they lost the opportunity to.
Well, they've done that in the past seasons. They've actually done a bit of that in the past seasons, trying to help.
Oh, it's even more.
Judges.
It's even more. Yeah, it's even more this season. Like they say things like this lady, her daughter was singing. So Nick and John are going up against each other. So Nick says, "Oh, is that your mom?" And she says, "Yeah." And she goes, "Hi." And he says, you have a very beautiful and smart daughter. And I hope she stays that way by not picking John. I mean, they are just going at it. And it's kind of cute. It's not like a mean thing. It's just very cute because you can tell they really like each other. So if you are on Kelly's team, you get a jacket. If you're on John's team, he serenades you.
Oh, he doesn't have the hand anymore.
No, because of COVID, he can't do the long handle hand. So now what he does is he'll say, like Gloria, "Hello, Gloria, welcome to the John's team." He makes up a little song.
Right.
Blake has a bobblehead. So you get to pick up a bobblehead. A little bobblehead.
Well, hey, and if you're country, you would love that bobblehead.
Oh, and they do. That's why they do it. And the thing is they're saying that the bobblehead doesn't really look like Blake. It looks like a cross between two good-looking men, so they joke it up. And then Nick gives you a journal, a beautiful journal to capture all of the memories and things. So they're pulling out all the stops this season. And
okay, I have yet to watch an episode yet because I have it recorded. I've been watching other shows instead.
Yes. Well, when you watch it, then we'll start talking about some of the talent because it has been amazing. And while I've been doing The Voice, you've been checking out American Idol, right?
Yes, I have. I've been watching American Idol. It's very weird this season. It's just, I think I prefer the previous seasons. To be honest, no, I will tell you, there has been up to like this past week's episode, I have not liked anyone. No one has really stood out to me. But this past episode, oh my goodness, there was one young lady, the very last contestant, the audition came on. I don't remember. What was her name?
Rhonda Felton. Her name is Rhonda Felton.
Rhonda Felton.
This young lady, yes.
Amazing. Yes. I can't wait to watch more of her. She is so good that she's memorable. So what I want is when I listen to people is, are they good at singing? Are they diverse? Are they memorable? A lot of them are none of the above. So I like Rhonda because she's memorable and she captured my heart. She really did. And she made Lionel Richie cry. Yes. Right? She was the first that made Lionel Richie cry. And she sung, what song did she sing from Dreamgirls?
She sang One Night Only from Dreamgirls, from the movie Dreamgirls. The one that Jennifer Hudson knocked out the park and helped her win an Oscar. Yes.
So I'm going to post it below her audition. I'm sure we can find it, but I'm going to listen to it again because it touched me so much that I'm just rooting for her. I want her to get very, very far. Even win. You never know.
That's right. You and I both want her to do really, really well. Really well. So in case you don't know, this is International Women's Month. This is an opportunity for all the girls to go, whoop, woo, we are woman, hear us roar. That's right.
Rawr.
That's right.
Hear us roar, like
So
Katy
today-
Perry said.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So I thought we would kick it off with a woman that's very amazing from what I have been able to read. And we'll put the link down below so that you can check that out and see a little bit more about her. Her name is Jamie Kern Lima. She started her business in 2008. She had some hyperpigmentation issues with her skin. And she kept trying to figure out things that she could use. She couldn't, so she created her own. So in 2015, her company, and this is net sales, this is not gross, before taxes and all of that. This is net. Her company had made $182 million. Now, one of the things that I think that really helped her was she got on QVC. She did over 1,000 QVC shows.
Wow.
And then in 2016, she sold her business to L'Oreal for $1.2 billion. She is a co-founder and a co-owner. So there's someone else with her. However, to go from I don't like the redness on my skin to a billionaire, amazing.
Wow, amazing.
So, and as part of her deal with L'Oreal, she got to keep her job, and she became the first female CEO in the history of L'Oreal.
Wow.
So this woman, she had shared that, I think it was back in before she got her own funding, she had gone to an investment. You know, we hear a lot as entrepreneurs, we hear a lot about investment angels and capital venture companies where they have funding and then they collaborate with entrepreneurs. And she and her husband had been working with this company for months. They get down to the very final presentation where they're going to sign the papers. So her and her husband get on a plane and they fly in. The gentleman there looks at her and he says, you know, I'm really sorry, we're not going to do the deal. Of course, she was devastated. And so she said, well, can I ask why? And he says, we don't think that women will buy makeup from someone who looks like you and, you know, you're kind of overweight.
What?
I mean, yes, you know, as a curvy girl, I've heard that my entire life. So I know exactly how she felt when she heard that.
Wow.
Now, the thing is, she was worth 1.2, her and her co-owner, $1.2 billion. That person called her 6 years later and said, you know what? I'm sorry, we didn't go forward with you. Not only would it have been a great deal, but you would have been the biggest company that we ever invested in, which would have made them a lot of money in return. So in 2019 on Instagram, she announced that she was leaving L'Oreal. And she just wrote a new book called Believe It. And it is like her company was IT Cosmetics. So if you've ever purchased IT Cosmetics from QVC, you helped her become a successful woman. And so what she's doing now is she's going to the next step and she's sharing the stories of the trials and tribulations of being an entrepreneur. Because as we all know, it's not all yes, yes, yes. And there are days you wake up and you just want to go back to sleep. And there's something inside of us all that says, no, get up. Let's keep moving. Let's keep doing this. So she is the first woman that we're going to highlight. And each week during the whole month of March, we will highlight a new woman just to say, you go girl, because we're very proud.
Yep, good for her. So she's no longer working for L'Oreal. She left that, right? You said.
Right, right. After she, you know, I mean, she had more than enough money when she went to L'Oreal once they bought IT Cosmetics. And so now she's written this book. And so people, you can just keep an eye out because she's on like Good Morning America, the Today Show. She's making the rounds to let
Okay. Well,
everybody know about this book.
yeah. All right. Thanks for pointing that out. We'll keep an eye out for her.
Absolutely. So since we're talking about makeup, I love makeup. Let's talk a little bit about the Golden Globes. And, once again, it was hosted by Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, bi-coastal, New York and Los Angeles. So, Rosetta, what did you think? What were your aha moments?
So I thought that they did a pretty good job, Amy Poehler and Tina Fey. They did a very good job. I liked I mean, they're just who they are. They never change. They're very authentic. That's what I like about them. But I believe this year was very, very different because there wasn't that audience to get that energy from when they were making the jokes and cracking and making fun of people. Usually when you have people in the audience, the camera pans over to the celebrity and then you get to see their reaction, but they didn't have that this year, so it was a bit harder. But they taught everyone to dress up, everyone that was nominated to dress up, so that was pretty good. A lot of people had some really, really great outfits on and dresses on, and Gloria will touch on the people that we liked, but I really enjoyed that. But I thought there was something missing in the Golden
Mm-hmm.
Globes this year. And I realized that they didn't have the audience to get the energy off of. And then the other things they didn't have is we're going to discuss later was things that they usually have during the Golden Globe, like in memorandum and some kind of people coming on stage and entertaining us. That's what was missing from it.
Right,
So
right.
so I enjoyed it. It was good for what it was, but they could have done, I don't know, maybe have done something a bit different, like had some entertainment on show to make it a bit more uppity, more lively as it
Yeah,
was. Yeah. But what
yeah.
did you think of it?
I was kind of along the same avenue as you. The the things that stood out for me was the Crown is still kicking butt. The Crown, won quite a few awards. Jodie Foster, she won for Best Supporting Actress, and she had her PJs on. They were beautiful, and at one point, she picked up her foot to show that she didn't have on slippers or anything. So I thought, oh, very, very comfy and cozy. Um, when they announced, I can't remember what she got the award for. I think it was Best Actress, Andrea Day for the United States versus Billie Holiday.
Yes.
I mean, she was dressed beautiful as they had asked, and she was so unexpected that she won. She just lost it. I mean, they gave her speech so she could read the speech, and she just dropped it. She was just overwhelmed with excitement and joy. And I mean, that was a point where I was like, oh, now that's wonderful. And I wished for the winners that they were in the room so they could hear the cheers, because as you and I both know, if you're not actively speaking, they mute all those little squares. So even though they had hundreds of participants in Zoom, the person doesn't get to hear that. So that was a little disconcerting. And you and I both were just blown away by Chadwick Boseman's wife. Her
Yes.
dress was beautiful. And the speech, Rosetta, I mean, what did you think of her speech?
I think she couldn't have done a better speech. It was a really great, well thought out speech. She was authentic and she did it justice. I mean, she represented Chaswick at his best. I mean, I think that she did the most, and she had the emotions. She was trying to hold it together, right? Just trying to
Yes.
get the words out. But I thought it was an amazing speech, and I'd never seen her before. So I knew he was married, but I'd never seen a picture of her. But she's a lovely young lady, and I hope she's
Yes.
great. I mean, she's camera ready. She needs to do something, right?
Right.
I like her, so I hope
Yes.
we see more of her. And thank you for doing that speech, because it summed it all up. And I was kind of emotional as well when she was doing it, because this is something that shouldn't have happened. I mean, he died way too young, and
Exactly.
it was great. I loved it. It was perfect, I thought.
Yes, I agree. And I think the dress for the evening for me was Viola Davis and her husband with his
Yes.
beautiful, tux and red shirt. I mean, when she struck a pose, I thought, wow. And the silhouette of the dress, the colors, it was just really, really beautiful.
Well, they actually didn't
So,
show her standing up during the Golden Globes. I guess the only
right,
reason why we know what it looks like in full length, because we watched Wendy Williams, and Wendy
that's
Williams
right.
showed it in all full glory, her standing from head to toe. And I was like,
Yes,
my goodness, that was a stunner.
yes, that was really beautiful. So, we also found out that the numbers for the Golden Globe was down. They were down to 6.9 million viewers. And that's based on the Nielsen rating, which was 64% less. So I think everyone, as much as they wanted to support it, it's not the same. So we're all looking forward to 2022. We know it's going to be bigger and better.
Yeah, I think that, well, I'm hoping that we can go back to having everyone in the same room and being able to present to the actresses, but we'll see what happens. But let's just pray, because have an inkling that that's the way it's going.
Absolutely. So, we all know about the weather that Texas experienced. And as devastating as it was for the citizens, and they're still trying to dig out, and the snow has melted, but the damage to the homes. So it's still taking time. Now, the thing that we are all going to start noticing is that the crops that were grown in Texas, like cauliflower, cabbage, broccoli. What happened is they showed how the ice was on the leaves, and it had like little icicles. Now it's okay if it snows. So if it gets really cold and then it warms back up, the crops are usually okay. What happened in Texas is it was cold. It started to warm up, then it got cold, and so they ended up having to throw a lot of food away. So also, Texas is a big hub for transportation. They go through Texas when they're coming from the East Coast to the West Coast. So some rest grocery stores are also experiencing delays. You might notice that some of the shelves are a little light in comparison. We are here in California, and I think we're going to be okay because we grow a lot of our own food. However, we know that this is going to be challenging. They initially started to say that if the food on the shelves might be light and the prices might go up. And I'm hoping and praying that all of the people that have made all this money from the previous year are not going to do that. There's no need to gouge people right now. Everybody has started to publish their quarterly results. And while a lot of people in the world were, going through devastating times, and they were very hungry and they didn't have the proper shelters, some people they've been okay. So please don't raise the prices and give another hardship to people. And if that wasn't enough news, Texas, as of Friday, they are going to reopen 100%. So they're going to open all of their restaurants, their, lounges, their gyms, everything
I
full
heard
open.
that. I heard that. I'm in shock and disbelief, and like, really? Do they really know what they're doing? It's crazy. How can they do that? We're not everyone's gotten the vaccine yet. Why are they opening 100%? It's crazy.
They
I
don't
don't
be, they
understand.
don't believe they don't believe in the virus. They think that it is fake news. They don't believe they can get it. They don't believe if you're not a person of color, you will get it, because most of the people who have been passing away have been people of color.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's sad because I can't even fathom having everything open back up like nothing has happened. It's crazy.
Right.
I don't understand it, and I'll never know why.
Yeah. So since we've kind of like, migrated into the weather, into COVID, let's talk a little bit about, doing a COVID update. In addition to Texas opening with no restrictions, no mask required. They don't have to wear mask anymore. And this is coming from the governor of Texas. Florida, this has been really interesting. So Florida, I guess is spring break. I tell you, I've been sheltered so long, I can't remember what time do you do what, because our kids are still in school. There's no like spring break because they're trying to. Some of them kind of fell behind due to the schooling at home, and so they want to just keep it going so that they don't become like, when we get out of all of this, they don't want our kids to be a year behind. So I wasn't even aware of this. And they were like, seniors are enjoying spring break. And I was like, what are they talking about? So there is a community in Florida where the seniors have gotten either their first or their second shot. They're still social distancing, but they were on the beach doing yoga. They and I know it was, they're in restaurants and they're eating. I'm not there yet. Even after my shot, I'm not, I wouldn't be the first person to run up and do that, because a really dear friend of mine went to San Francisco, ate outside, got COVID. So, we have to get to that herd immunity before I would think people would be going out. However, the seniors are enjoying it. They have told people, the young people, do not come to Florida. If you come to Florida, you're going to get arrested. So I don't know how deep that's going to go, but that's kind of the initial conversation. What do you think?
Well, I hope that they mean it when they say they're going to get arrested, they enforce that, because you don't know, right? Are they really going to enforce that? So if you say that, please enforce it, because when there's no consequence, people just break the rules left, right, and center. So that's good. That's good to
Exactly.
hear. But yeah, talking about spring break, yeah, I don't even, it's hard. I think my son's spring break is in April sometime. I don't even remember.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's where in everyone's spring break, and that's why they're starting the conversations now. Don't think you're going to just come and run here and get on our beaches. We're going to arrest you. So,
Well, I
like
do
you,
know
I hope.
someone who lives in Texas and he's 18 and his spring break is like middle of March, which is very early.
Yeah, that's only what, a couple of weeks away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as we hear more about, spring breaks and, anything that we can do to share information, we will always put the links down below and just, share whatever we know. And Rosetta and I, we have been trying to figure out this vaccine process. So the first thing is, there are, we see the advertisement, go get your vaccine. If you're at a certain age, go get your vaccine. Rosetta is a frontline worker. She should be able to just go get her vaccine. So, girlfriend, have you got your first vaccine?
No, I have not got my first vaccine, and I don't even know how I'm gonna get the appointment to get my first vaccine. So not sure how. We're on phase 1B, as they say. So I should be able to get my vaccine, and I've spoken to other people, and it's very, very odd. Not many people are able to make an appointment to get their vaccine. So I wish they would make it easier, right? I'm with
Right.
Kaiser, so I went to Kaiser, I called their line, and they say it's full, no more appointments. Then we have the Levi Stadium here, which we could get vaccines, and I went online to check for that. Called the number, full. Now I'm not sure if I'm not sure if these places, is it because they don't have enough vaccines? That's what I'm kind of concerned about. That's why they're full. They're not able to administer because they just don't have the number of vaccines for the number of people requiring it. So that's a
Right.
concern. So I don't know what's happening there, but I don't know. It's meant to be phase 1B, and I think that's going to be pushed back. I think you're supposed to be getting your vaccine, right? Because you're 60
Oh,
over. And
Right.
we both looked, me and Gloria both scoured the internet to see how we can sign up. Couldn't find it anywhere. We went to what was the one that we looked up, and it went to something else, and it was crazy.
It says my vaccine now.
Yes, that was a thing.
It's
And we thought that they would actually have, this is how you sign up to be on the waiting list or to make an appointment. And when we got there, they didn't give us any information. They just, no actual, I want action items. This is where I go to sign up, or this is where I go to make my appointment. But they just kept giving us information, only information. So that wasn't of any help. So
right.
if you are out there and you know a solution, please put it below, because we would like to know. We're trying to figure out an easy way. Why can't they make it easy and simple? Just don't understand.
Well, I'm with Sutter Health, and they canceled 90,000 vaccine appointments.
Wow.
So even if you get an appointment time, because for me, I'm not so much concerned for myself as I am for my mother, who's 83. And she's funky. I ain't got no COVID. I ain't getting no COVID. It's just me and my girlfriends. Well, her girlfriends are like, 90, 96, 87. They all go to Kaiser, and they have gotten no calls, no information about vaccines. Because of all of the commercials, they've scared her. So she doesn't want a CVS or a Walgreens, because she goes, they don't look like they know how to administer a needle. They don't know what they're doing. She's an ex-nurse. So she's not going for that. Now, the good news that we just got this morning, at the beginning of the View, they had, President Biden has said, initially we were told we wouldn't get to like herd capacity or enough vaccines until late July, early August. This morning he said late May.
Oh,
We will
nice.
have enough vaccine for every citizen of the United States that wants one.
By May?
So May.
So
This is March,
go through
April,
phases
May.
very quickly. Each phase is going to be going very
Well,
quickly.
no, what it is they're producing the Pfizer and Moderna and Johnson & Johnson. They're producing the volume that's needed. And he has procured enough shots for each citizen. The thing is, we still have to, realize there are going to be certain states like Texas where they don't believe in it, that they're not going to want to take the vaccine. I don't know how is that going to work. I know President Trump and his wife, they got vaccines this morning. However, they're telling people don't get vaccines because there is no virus. So we have to figure out how to get people to wake up and to be safe. So Dolly Parton was, they did a little thing of her also on The View. And she has this song, Jolene. And she took Jolene and she changed it to vaccine. And for the first time, so the doctor is rubbing her arm, and then she has like a little cutout on her sleeve. And she's like, okay, are you ready? And he goes, I'm ready. And then he gives her the shot, and she's like, oh, we're done. And he goes, yep, we're done. And she goes, that didn't hurt. First one. Because that's what's scaring a lot of the seniors, is because they are tired of seeing the commercials with the needles. People, stop showing the needles. Show the people's faces. See what they get, their reaction to the vaccine. That's more important than showing the needles.
Well, I think it's just like the flu shot. The flu shot is simple and painless. Exactly the same thing, right?
Yeah. So help is on the way. We all just have to kind of hang in there. It's going to get better. And for a little bit of fun, I'm excited that, there's a movie coming to America with Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall. I love that movie because I love the colors, the beautiful colors, the clothes. I remember when James Earl Jones wore the lion on his lapel, and I was like, wow, is this how people really dress in Africa? I mean, it was so cool. Well, coming to America is going to be on Amazon Prime Video Friday. I think it's going to break the net, because I've heard a little bit about it because there were certain things that, even in the first one, where some of the characters, I think there was a big injustice done to Eddie Murphy. I'm sorry. He played all those characters. He should have won an Oscar, because for him to do that, and when he did Dream Girls, oh my God, when he was
yeah.
sitting there and shooting up the drugs, Eddie Murphy is a very brilliant, talented person. And at first I was like, I don't know, it's going to be too klitzy. I don't know. However, now I'm a little excited to see it, because Arsenio Hall has been going out and he's been talking about it. And he said, like Leslie Jones, can you imagine? So the premise is that when Eddie Murphy as the Prince was in America, in the Bronx, he and Arsenio went out with some girls, and one of them was Leslie Jones, and supposedly Eddie Murphy's character slept with Leslie Jones. Can you imagine? That in itself is going to be like, oh, boom, drop the mic.
Wow.
I am so excited. I cannot wait to see what is going on, because
let's just hope that it lives up to the hype.
I hope.
Excited.
I hope.
We keep our fingers crossed.
Yes, next week I'll be going woohoo and not going
Well, I have something to say about this, because I always wish that the sequels would be just as good as the first showing, right? And a lot of times you get disappointed. It's an anticlimax. So I'm hoping that this one does well, but you never know, right? Because Coming to America was, in those days when it came out, it was amazing. It did so well. And so for one thing, I think that they took too long for it to come out, number two.
absolutely.
Way too long.
Well, they had agreed to never do a sequel. Eddie and Arsenio said never.
Right. Because as I said, sequels never turn out to be that great. But we're hoping. I'm still going to watch it, and we'll see how it goes, and we'll keep you abreast of our thoughts and our reactions of how it was.
Yes, absolutely. So we always like to end our show on a positive, heartfelt moment. So today we're going to talk about Ellen and a show that she did, where she highlighted acts of kindness. And this one is about Nina and Doug. They are homeowners, and they had placed an order for some material, and a young lady named Chelsea that was making the delivery. What did you think of it, Rosetta?
I thought it was really great. So she does grocery delivery, this Chelsea girl, and she lives in Austin, but on the she lives in Houston, but on the weekend, she does grocery delivery in Austin. And she was in Austin at the time when there was snow, and the couple said, be careful because it's going to be icy. And when she got to their house, she said that their driveway was below the house. So you have to go down a steep driveway. And she couldn't, she lost control of her car. Now, if I was her, I'd be freaking out. If my car got
Me too.
lost, I'd be,
yes, me too. I'll be like, oh my God, please don't hit the house. Please don't hit the house. Please don't hit the house.
Shoot. But she said, luckily, her car didn't damage the house. It ran into a bed of flowers or something before it got to the house. But I love the story because it ended up that, what was the couple's name? Doug and
Nina.
They ended up having her stay at their house for 6 days. I can't believe it.
I know. A complete stranger. Complete stranger.
What happened to my screen? Look at that.
Oh yeah. I was going to tell you, but I wasn't going to cut you off. Yeah, you're back into your half and half.
I don't understand. I thought that was funny. Well, anyway, I'm going to go
gorgeous. I can still see you.
I was blown away, and they went out to dinner to a friend's house, and they invited her over for the dinner. Can you believe that?
So sweet.
It was really, really nice. And can you believe that? It was 6 days, not just one night, 6 days that they had to stay over. And it was crazy. Now they're good friends, right? Now they're good friends. It's amazing. It's a great story. And I'm so glad that they allowed her to stay over, because she could have, she said on the way back home, because the weather had picked up, she said that got better. She said that she kept seeing all these cars on the side of the road flipped over and skidded, and so she goes, that could have been me, that could have been me, that could have been me. So she was
Yes.
very
Yes.
she was really grateful. And obviously, of
Yes.
course, here comes Ellen with her gratefulness. What does she do? Paired up with Shutterfly as usual. And
Yes.
she gave Doug and I don't even know the woman's name again. I keep forgetting.
Nina.
Nina. Okay,
Nina.
Nina. I keep forgetting. Doug and Nina. They were planning a trip and she had Shutterfly pay for their whole trip. I don't remember where it was, but it was a trip somewhere.
They're going to Jackson Hole Ski Lodge or Ski Resort.
Okay, so they're getting that paid for. And
Yes.
what does Chelsea get? She gets a big tip of
Yes.
$10,000.
Yes. She said that was the best tip she has ever received.
Yeah. Well, I would hope so as well. I would hope so. Don't think you're going to top that $10,000.
No, especially, $10,000 getting to know someone. And the thing that I love the most is that they were from different ethnic backgrounds, because hopefully that will just get people to realize, don't judge a book by its cover. She was a nice person and she had a problem. And instead of Nina and Doug going, you could be a thief, you could try and steal, you could knock us in the head, they opened their heart and their home to her. And now they have a new friend in their extended family.
Yeah, that was a really nice story. See who Ellen highlights these people? Had it not been for Ellen, how
Yeah,
would we have known about this? We wouldn't.
we never would have known. Never would
We
have
never
known.
have known. So thank you, Ellen. We appreciate you highlighting all these amazing people.
Yes. And she always ends her shows by telling us that she feels the love in the room. She sends it back to everyone. Go out and share it with the world. And Rosetta and I, we love you all. We are so grateful for the opportunity to participate in our chats with us. We love your feedback and your comments. So always let us know what you like. If you want us to talk about something specifically, hit us up and let us know, and we will get it into our agenda as soon as possible.
Yeah, thank you so much. I just find this really weird. I didn't have any background. Now I have a background. Odd, I'm all over the place, shimmering and
Well, it
shining.
looks like it's half background and half your room.
Weird. That's where anyway, technology for you, right? You love it and you hate it. There you go. But we really
I love
enjoyed
it.
our chat today. So much fun. Thank you, everyone. And remember, we're Silicon Valley Girls, chat over tea of our teas.
That's right, because we love our tea.
Sipping our teas throughout the chat. Yes. And if you know of anyone or you yourself makes teas or has a tea shop, we would love to review your tea in an upcoming chat because we love our teas. We need variety.
Yes,
I need variety. Variety is
absolutely.
the spice of life, right?
Right. And with our counties going into the purple and red zones, we're actually going to be able to go outside soon. Not right now, soon.
Very
So
soon.
you just
Yep.
keep an eye out. You might see us walking down the street with a cup of tea in our hand.
Yes, you will. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much, Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. If you like our chats, we would love it. If you would like our video, subscribe to our channel, hit that bell notification. Where's my bell? Ding, 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 ding. So that you don't miss
This
any of our
is going
chats.
off the rails.
Yes. But we love it. Joy, happy, happy. We can be
Yes.
silly. Yes, we are.
Yes.
We're still enjoying ourselves, having fun. Everyone
Yes.
have a smashing day, fantastic day. And remember to always keep
smiling.
Bye-bye now. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.